Yeah, it would just be, I have to come up with a, home building plan, something. I mean, the RV would be allowed out here for a while.
Yeah.
It's already getting old. It's 1 year now I've been in it.
Okay. Oh, no, that's new. That's 1-year-old. Nobody will really complain as long as you don't have more than one and you keep it clean. See, there was an RV on here and the guy pulled it away.
Mm-hmm.
Let me explain what happened.
Okay.
The last guy I sold it to stopped paying about, I sold it to another guy, and he paid about $12,000 and then he stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And he had an RV out here, and then he brought a whole bunch of friends out here, and they made a shanty town out here. A couple months later, the neighbors called me up and said there was drugs and guns and stuff, so I came here and we towed everything away. But I didn't tow away his, because even though he stopped paying me 6 years earlier, we never actually officially terminated the agreement. So I think he sort of thought he had some rights here, and although he really didn't, I didn't want to make an issue of it. So I towed away, I made everybody who wasn't him leave. I let him leave his RV here. Here's the next door neighbor. Let's see if this car is here. His house is right up on the property line.
Now that would be fun to build something like that. Well, not easy, but obviously, okay.
Those are the ones everybody built out here. I'm going to take you out a different way. Now, some people tell me that they prefer the sagebrush. I don't. I much prefer to have this. I don't like the sagebrush. I like to be able to walk around on my land. You can mow this and you'll get ground roots. You can plow this one more time. You can plow this one time and you'll get, wild grasses growing. It won't be a lawn by any means. It won't be green. But see, he's not home. But this is the guy who offered me 20 grand for it, cash. And I might take him. I just sort of think it's a strain on him. And I don't want to bankrupt him. That guy said he'd lend him the money to buy it. But that was back when all the trash was here and they wanted to get rid of him. Now that they're gone, I think they probably don't feel so desperate. Yeah. This is nice, isn't it?
Is that a yucca plant?
Yeah, not only is it a yucca plant, but there's 3 yucca plants. There's a very skinny yucca plant, which is prevalent, and they're all over the place. There's this middle yucca plant, which is lovely, and then there's one with the big, wider leaves. This is the best of them, and in fact, if this were mine, I would keep an eye on it, because in just another few years, it'll have spread outs, and there'll be little yuccas growing up all over the place, and when you get enough patches of them, you can start transplanting them. This is a really good yucca. This is what I would use. I wouldn't touch that. I'd call that the mother. And I wouldn't touch the first offspring that came off, but probably in 3 years from now, I'd start digging up some of the offspring and transplanting them where I wanted them. Right on the property.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need an email address, I'll email you all the comparables.
Okay.
Now there is land out there for much cheaper. Even out there, but just even over there. Not too far. But it'll have no roads, no power, no phone.
Right. Those things I don't really need right away. I'm still in the RV, but...
Oh, well, then you can get land. Right? You with me?
Yeah. Here we are. Yeah, another one.
Yeah, and here's a bunch of them. There's one.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely...
And here's the original Mike Reynolds house. This is the very first Mike Reynolds Earthship, probably over there. You can hop in there if you want to take a quick run into the pyramid. It's a famous building. You want to just poke your head in there?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
So people ask me if I've seen the Earthships in Taos. This is like one of the core areas for that.
That's, I think, the very first one that Mike Reynolds did over there. There used to be a windmill up on the top, but somebody took it down.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Huh. Okay, so we've got some bottles here. There's some sage here and a few things. right. That was interesting.
There's also a dome around here somewhere. He built it by putting a viga up and tied a rope to it, and he made a circle in the dirt. And then he put some cans like that, aluminum cans with concrete between them. The aluminum cans are just filler. See that building over there? And then he would cut an inch off the rope and go up that way. Keep putting the aluminum cans by cutting the rope back, and he ended up with a beautiful dome, which he then, I think, plastered at the end. And it's somewhere out here, I don't know where. That's the castle. That was called the castle. And there's lots of Earthship communities. Here's, I guess this is an Earthship, right? There's lots of them, and I'm going to take you to one or two on the way out.
Yeah, this community stands out, though.
Well, this is the original.
Structure.
This is the original. Number one.
I saw that movie Off-Grid, Life on the Mesa, a long time ago, and it came out.
Yeah, that
still in
was
Oregon.
Mike Reynolds. Yeah, sure. That's a good little thing.
Mike Reynolds? No, he did his own. That was the Garbage Warrior.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
My apologies.
The Off the Mesa one was more of a you don't want to live here.
Yeah, right.
Kind of a infomercial.
Yeah, right. It shows a bunch of dirty people living at home.
A lot of drama, yeah.
And drugs.
Drugs. Some girls on heroin in the movie.
That's where anybody can get laid who wants to.
Yeah, apparently so. Portland's turning that. Anyway, yeah, this is. These are nicer roads. That's true.
No, this isn't nice here. The other side was nice. The one we came in on.
The views are.
Oh, the views are nicer. Yeah, but look, you can see there's some trashy stuff out here. Our neighborhood's pretty clean. It's got restrictions of various sorts, and people are, being. I mean, it's not restricted, but the neighborhood has a standard. You're not going to get rich people in there, but for what it is, it's high end. Really, in my mind, I don't think of it as a slum out there. Let me show you one Earthship community over here on our right. We'll drive into it a little off Okay, so now this is an Earthship community. See that Earthship there? See those two culverts in the back? That's so that they could have some windows in the back. I personally wouldn't do it. I don't like the windows in the back. I like them without windows in it. These are also some of the first houses that were out here. And these were a little newer. These came in like 20, 25 years ago. Like this batch here. When he started, he was just looking for cheap building materials. And now suddenly, because he didn't have any money and he wanted to build spec houses and he had lots of time, and now suddenly he's the guru of recycled, which wasn't really his original intent. He just stumbled into it, if that made any sense to you.
Right. Just gotta happen.
I'm also a little concerned because